Today we enter into Spain.
For our last day in Portugal, we had a really great breakfast. We couldn't have asked for better.
That was a huge breakfast. I hope it wasn't a mistake right before getting on a boat. We're waiting for the water taxi. We're actually 15 minutes early, unless we're at the wrong place. So getting on the water taxi, just met a German living in Tulsa, Oklahoma. He proved it with his driver's license.
This ferry actually has not been running for a couple years, so you have to use a water taxi. You can easily book online a day or two early, and here's the address. There are some in small fishing boats that are not licensed to take people over, but they do it anyway. So you just kind of go at your own risk.
You may board your ship, darling.
You can easily see Portugal in the south with the rain clouds overhead, and then to the north is Spain with clear skies. The GPS showed us moving across the national border. And my first step in Spain.
Our first kilometer marker in Spain. This is what happens when you properly fertilize.
We came across a sign that told us that there were going to be petroglyphs in the trees. When you stand at a certain spot, they would take shape perfectly.
I see it now, and then they have a place where you just stand. That's cool. They have a marker on the boardwalk as to where to stand. Then they take shape. Petroglyphs take the right shape. Here are two that are really close. There's one, and then there is two right over there. Here's a really cool one. Yeah, Gina says it's an orange. I think it's a wagon wheel. There's a lot of paper clips intertwined.
These guys certainly caught the scent of something. This is apparently a monument to a man that loved to fish most of his life. What a great way to be remembered.
We take the long route, but we take the pretty route. She said it's pretty.
I believe that we have Patrick, and we also have Plankton, and then there is SpongeBob himself, I think.
That is one elaborate sandcastle. Aguarda. Beautiful city. Spain is so good. We always love exploring the steep hills of various cities. There's a lot of boring highway walking between Aguarda and Oi, but there's also some beautiful scenery. Stay in the yellow lane. 149,890 kilometers. Moving down the highway, moving down the highway. Baby, energy. I've got energy. I've got energy. I've got.
Pretty good size. Fit in my pocket.
I read on the outside that this was a women's prison.
That's what I thought I read too.
What a great place to be imprisoned at. And we go to the dungeon. This women's prison might rank up there for the most adorable. Look at that. Oh, coffee and biscuits. And a shower right. Women's prison. That's what it says. Old prison for women.
Oh, wow.
Incarceration. You are now imprisoned. So apparently this was the men's prison and this was the women's, and we're staying in the women's prison. One albergue owner said that if you want to stay the night, you'll have to be able to sleep through a war zone because it gets pretty loud. And
Yeah, someone was shooting off 6-foot-tall pop bottle rockets. At least we can enjoy an evening ice cream before we fall asleep in our women's prison.
All right, we're leaving Oi. Beautiful, beautiful to stay.
It's a cute place. I like it.
Great little hamlet. That's what they call it.
Hamlet.
Speaking of hamlets, I think it's off to try to find an omelet. Omelet. Yeah, I stepped right in the middle of one of those puddles while I was checking the phone for breakfast places. This is called in Spanish the Bay Verde Petra, which means the Bay of Green Rocks. I'm kidding, I make stuff up. Nothing is quite as refreshing as splashing cold water on your face in the morning. One man's trash is a scarecrow. Even the cattle in Spain take siesta very seriously. There's a houseboat for you. She chugs the Spanish coffee. Trying to dry my shoe out during breakfast. I think I ordered the right item when the waiter said, "Oh, this is very good." We'll see. This is a runway of food. Landing in our mouths. And I had to get my breakfast dessert. Today's video brought to you by horses. Horses, Spain's transportation before the automobile. And ever since the invention of the automobile, these guys have had life pretty easy. Isn't that right, boy? Life's been pretty good since then. No. This collection of rocks has probably some of the best artwork that we've seen on the Camino yet. And last but not least, this guy is not our mascot or our image for the Camino, but instead, this guy is.
And we found all these at kilometer marker 143,480.
And this is why the snail is our Camino animal.
That's why it takes us so long, because we find stuff like this.
And today's video is brought to you by, no, horses. Yes, horses again.
Olive oil.
Weather prediction stone. If it's wet, it's rainy. If it's dry, it's no rain. If there's no shadow on the ground, it means that it's cloudy. If there's a shadow, it's sunny. If you can't see the stone, it's nighttime. If you can see it, it's daytime. If the stone is shaking, there's an earthquake. If the stone is missing, they said it's a hurricane. Remember all those windmills we saw without the wind blades?
Yeah.
Well, they don't make them like that anymore. Such a sweet looking setup. But you know, just about every view is going to be an ocean view when you're on the coastal Camino.
That's our first couple days in Spain, heading north up the coast. And on tomorrow's video, we should be connecting the coastal route with the central route.